Whoa, Pepsi Man. Trying to budge on me, Pepsi Man. Yeah, bigger bottle. God damn it. Huh. Man, I gotta go fucking troubleshoot stupid light in my house and trying to figure out circuit stuff. But just talking to my foreman and I'm like, oh, I like these 2 3-way switches, and one of them, they both work, but then like one of the outside lights doesn't work on the 3-way switch. But then those 3-way switches seem to be on different breakers, which he said is really bad. I'm like, no. Like, why isn't this house burned down? It's been 47 years old. I'm like, no, scary. I don't want it to burn down. No. And they've replaced most of the freaking old aluminum, so it's good. Aluminum is bad for houses, at least. Like, what a heckin' mess. It's so hard to troubleshoot. I'm like not good enough at that. Definitely still working on the whole troubleshooting thing. Need a clamp on meter because I got a digital meter, but it's old. Pain in the butt. Wrench. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out this thing where like the one chandelier is not working anymore, and then the outside light, but then like the front entrance light on the same breaker works, and then that front entrance light can get turned on by another 3-way switch, but then it's not supposed to be like that because it's on a different breaker. I'm like, oh man. So like the previous owner might have just done some like super dodgy shit. Like a bunch of the renos, like when we would open up the baseboards, they would have like carpet behind the baseboards and be like, oh yeah, you just, built a wall here and have carpet under it. Pain in the butt. The perks of being a homeowner is just renovating all the time. I guess depends on fixer up or whatever. Right when you think everything's fixed up and then you just go to do something and you're like, why is this like this? It's even like our island doesn't have any receptacles on it, and they're supposed to be plugins every like 450 millimeters. It's like almost like half a meter, I think it was. I'm freaking annoying. But the thing is, I can't I redid my flooring, so it's not like I can pull wire. I'd have to like fish it under like to the ground. So it's like even when I replaced those wires in the GFCI, then it's still not working. Yeah, I'm not resi by trade, so it's like hard to freaking troubleshoot that stuff. That would be easier when I'm a journeyman, but to a noob still. Time will come eventually. Yeah, it's kind of bright, even though it's raining and poopy weather, but I guess we need the rain. The water ban. Yeah. Holy diver. And my like best week on YouTube again. Too good. I just gotta go live every day like I used to on TikTok. Just invested those freaking hours and hours a day. I was going live on TikTok for 3 years. I should have been doing it on YouTube, but they didn't have vertical streaming yet, so it wouldn't have mattered, I guess. Less traffic today, which is nice. But I keep saying that, and then I hit a construction zone. No. Pit stop, I forgot. Might go get receptacle tester. I need to get a voltmeter. Like, I have a digital one, which is so old. I'm gonna get like a clamp on one. I was boring my father-in-laws. We managed to like replace all the light fixtures ourselves with the one that isn't working. I wasn't there for, so I think we replaced 9. So 8 out of the 9 are working. That's actually good, considering the house is old. But there's like a few things where like it's like the same branch circuit is like has multiple problems. And then I go check the connections and they seem fine. So I don't know, my journeyman was saying like it might be what those are energized by. They might be spliced with like a receptacle or a switch. I lay down, so I gotta like go digging around the house trying to find where these things are attached to. I may end up having to just turn off the whole freaking panel if these breakers are all mixed up, which they shouldn't be. But like they're labeled, but like for some reason the 3-way switch is still energized when the breaker's off on one side, which is not good apparently. Because he said if both were energized at the same time, it should like be a dead short or something like that. So I was like, oh man, that's so annoying. So who knows what they did that was against code, some sketchy ass shit. But I only have the 3-way switch in the hall and then the 3-way switch at the front entrance. So it's like only happening twice. Actually, no, they do in the basement too. Oh my god. Yeah, that's weird to think about. But that I think is on the same circuit. Yeah, it'll be more empowering when I'm a freaking journeyman because I'm only second year and I'm industrial. And I do some commercial and then service. So like just do no resi except for in school. So I can change lights and like receptacles but like, you know, I'm not like doing a shit ton of switches and shit. I've done like 50 amp plugs and 15 amp receptacles and stuff. In the butt. Commercials like big cable and stuff. Alright. Oh, the woes of an electrician. But it'd be nice when I'm a journeyman and I can just do all that stuff myself, but I don't want to mess around with the freaking. I'm not going into the panel. I can get a company to pull a permit if we really need to like pull any wire or do panel work, but I don't know. Could be some old breakers, but it's hard to say. Hard to say. And they redid most of the electrical, like removed the aluminum on the big branch circuits and like the main cables, but there's got to be some stuff that they missed. And they didn't have copper aluminum rats. There's like this stuff called cold flow where you like connections loosen or galvanic corrosion and you can cause freaking arcs and electrical fires. So all them old aluminum houses are burned down and shit. You gotta be careful. Gotta make sure it's wired up right. So not like a ticking time bomb. But I don't know, all those houses in the area are old and like that. At least they're like bonded and there's round wires and stuff, so I'm not getting shocked from appliances or anything, but still kind of sketchy. But you gotta be careful when doing the panel work to make sure that I meter it to make sure it's actually off when I work on the receptacle. It's like 120 volts, so like given the right circumstances, you could die. But It would have to be like, normally 120 wouldn't kill you. I think you'd have to be like wet or like something like that. Or like maybe if you weren't wearing rubber boots, or if maybe you're no gloves or ungrounded tool or uninsulated. Sorry. Yeah, like moist hands and wet socks or some shit. I think the panel could definitely kill you, but it's 240, and the amps are way higher than the panel. Because there's like 100 amp there that you can die from 200 milliamps. So it just really depends on the circumstance. And that's why you don't do your own freaking panel work when you're not a journeyman, or you'll freaking get fried and die. I think there's even like a lot of regulations against it, but it's weird because like plumbing, literally, like there's so much stuff that you need a permit for, but then electrical, people can do lights and switches and receptacles, like plugins and shit. So it's kind of weird. That's not more regulated even, like that civilians are even allowed to do that shit. Like I guess it saves them a lot of money, but it's pretty freaking dangerous if they don't know what they're doing. Especially if they're just flicking a switch off and like, oh yeah, it's off, and then someone flicks it on when they're working on it and then freaking get zapped. Man, I'm ripping today. I don't know what's going on. Where are all the people? It says 80 concurrent, but I never trust the numbers anymore. Sometimes the concurrent's like just stacked up. But I've been popping on. I've had like 4,000 viewers one time when I was riding home from work. I was like, oh, too bad I got to make a pit stop or keep the train going. But I'll go look at some tick testers and some meters, like Home Depot or some shit. There's a Klein one that's pretty cheap for the receptacle tester. I gotta test a few switches though. So, eventually, I gotta shell out them freaking between 100 and 300 bucks for like a nice meter. Like the ones that work. The freaking fluke or the clamp on. I have my power tools at least and my hand tools, but yeah, meters haven't really, like, I don't do a lot of service. So, like, all the meters are like at work, they have them, like the ohm meters and stuff. Because the megometer or whatever is like $4,000. Like, jeez. I haven't seen one in this place working, but the other place I was at. We got a student driver in front of me, driving freaking 10 kilometers per hour. Student driver. Yeah, like what? Being all the way here at 15 minutes into the car ride? That's crazy. What the hell? There's no construction today. I wonder if they cleared up some of it. But there was also traffic because like just no one's working today. Stay home, it's raining. Oh, and I gotta go to Walmart and freaking Home Depot. I forgot, but I'm barely buying anything. I'm just getting like some cereal and almond milk at Wall. And I think some fruit for my video. It's just strawberries or some shit. I can never seem to get over 100 concurrent on any platform. I said 120 on Kick, but I swear someone just like I was streaming a new game. Maybe their devs were just like embedding my like a link on their website or something. I'm at the cap. I gotta burst through. And once I'm doing the crazy laser videos, it'll be freaking hype. Get them numbers in. Uh, Hello. Okay. Praise be. The tornado clouds. They were like gray as heck earlier, and they're not as bad now. But it was dumping. Glad I wasn't working outside today. Oh, I didn't make it. I'm at my one dog at the doctor. I'm going home from work. I gotta freaking stop at the Home Depot and I gotta get a freaking wall volt tester. And then eventually I gotta get another meter, but I'm not getting that today. I have a digital meter already, but I'm just trying to do some like electrical work at home and it's freaking pain in the butt. E-man's freaking there. Hopefully it's just a problem with the like hopefully like a traveler connecting wired in parallel, so like they don't turn on at the same time, but just for some reason like some stuff on one breaker is working and some isn't. And when I check the connections, it seems fine. But he's saying you got to think of what those are connected to because it might not be going to the breaker. Because like if there's four different things on that one breaker, it might be all like chained to each other. Basically, I'm like, oh man, so I got to go digging around all my freaking plugins in my house and pain in the butt. Well, the ones that are on the same circuit anyway, so we'll see. Super annoying, but whatever. Like some of these receptacles are after I painted, so now I'm like, oh man, I gotta like make sure to cut like around the receptacle with an X-Acto blade because I don't want to pull the paint up. I'd be so pissed. The receptacles are kind of like jammed in there with the paint. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's not like you painted over them, but it's like when you're doing a tape job, you're not doing it by hand. Sometimes the paint's like right on the edge of the cover plate. But yeah, I'll stream again. And I got to do a quick little Walmart Home Depot run. I'll do some food stream later. Maybe I don't know. I got to do work on some house stuff, so maybe I'll do some. Maybe I'll do some league stream later. Just league stream again. Yeah. For some reason, my friggin' sleep stream cut out after an hour last night because my internet dropped. I was like, oh my god, it's so annoying. I had like 1,200 views and it just dropped after 50 minutes instead of like going for 6 hours. No, all that work sleeping. How could they? free at work, so they're just tradesman glasses.